Hello everyone, here we go with days 5, 6 and 7 on the red van, saving it from scrap. The floors have all been done inside now at the front and underneath. So now it's time to put her down off the jack, start her up, take her out the front, spin her around and bring her in backwards so I can start on the back of the van. Underneath looks nice, it'll look a damn sight better once it's primed over with undersill and wax oiled. Here we go with day 5. Day 5 today, I'm trying to keep the noise to a minimum, so I've been cutting out, basically banging and cutting the worst of what I can out and grinding to see what I need plate wise. So today is just going to be a day of making plates. Or most of that is all going to have to be cut out before I put the plates in, but today, as I say, I'm trying to keep the noise to a minimum. There's number 1 plate, first one ready to go in. He's cut. I need to cut the ends now, so tab them. There they go, tab them so they just go round the corner. And end plate. The front end around the front of the wheel arch here isn't gone too bad at all. It's just that bit you can initially see and just there. As you can see, the rest of the wheel arch is okay. But now, by the time this is just little holes. There's a channel runs under there. The part that is MOTable is the chassis, the suspension. That's little plates. Now I've got to decide now what plate to use, whether to use my new plate or this. The rust on this plate, as I say, you can see where I sand it down, is so it's okay to use. The little bits, as I've said before, get rid of them. When you're cutting plates, you sit on one, you'll know about it. Right, there's a bit of the rusty old plate I've used and made the front plate. And there's the back plates now ready to go around the back. Across the back of the door there's a part gone there. Now bear in mind, every plate I put in here will be doubled up underneath, so there's no I'm cleaning out now. I've gone about the rust again. As long as the rust you leave in doesn't get wet again, it can't rust anymore. So all your joints, all your welding, top and bottom, must be welded top and bottom and totally waterproof from the outside board. That way, what wax oil don't do, the rest can't get wet. There's all the plates in. I think there's 8 or 9 inside the van. That's the other side. The other side's not gone half as bad. That's the back plate, all ready to be spot welded in. And now I need to make up a few plates. I'm waiting today. I'm waiting for delivery, so I've had to work at the back of the van on purpose, so in case the man can see me there. Okay, the back of the van. It's quite solid really, but where the 2 bumpers have been smashed in, they've rusted around the bumpers. Well, I showed you me getting the bumpers off. Now here's the plates I'm making up to be put in. You can buy all new sections for this if you want, but this will last the rest of my life. You know, I'm 65 years old. I don't intend to be around much longer. But there's all the plates I'm making up. They go in easy enough, and it goes inside that bracket. So by the time all that inside that beam there is all wax oiled, as I say, it's not there's no rust. 12, I think there's 14 plates I've made altogether. There's the back of the van ready for welding. That's the bumpers. Inside of that one, I didn't want to cut any more because I need to keep it in place. So I've made a little bit to go up inside there, and that'll be welded up inside that bracket and all the way around. As I say, as long as it's all sealed and watertight, the wax oil will do the job after. Looks a mess at the moment because it's all ground and it's cleaned, but it'll come up okay. There, plate 14, all ready to go. But I think, and the plate I made out of the bit of rusty steel, as I say, I give it a treatment in the garage. That'll go overnight now. Not that the rust is going to go anymore once it's dry. There's the plates on the other side, the other wheel arch. They're all ready to be welded in. The rest of the wheel arch is okay on that side, it'll be a doddle. But the side that's got to be welded first now is a pain in the ass. There, that wheel arch is okay. God knows why. It's weird. There's the bit where the plates go around the bracket. I could have welded those tie downs over, but they're not doing no harm. They're inside the cupboards and under the bed when the units were all made. There's the bit along the back door. As I say, I think I got a wrong bit of video here. I've already showed you this bit. As I say, when you're doing a talk over a videos you made, that's the plate. I think I've already shown you that, cut and ready to go in. Okay, here we go with day 6. Day 6, we've actually got the cutting disc out. I went up and bought a couple more this morning, and I cut out the worst of all the rust out of that part. I welded under the suspension ports. I welded a really heavy steel piece in there, and I started to grind out. You can see they're very ground ready for these plates to go in. There's the plates cut for underneath and tacked in place. That's all ready for full welding. Now I need to make the bit that comes down on the outside of the there it is. That's the outside of the wheel arch, and that's the bit that bit there goes up under. That makes the front. That's all the plates cut and ready then. Right, now the underside. I think the next stage was I had to fully weld all along the inside here. I could have welded it underneath outside, but it's damn sight easier welding from the inside. So that's the plate ready to go in. Anyway, that was the end of that day. Here's the bit I'm thinking of now. Day 7 is what I started doing this morning.
Day 7.
There's the welder all ready to go, and there's you can see I've fully welded up along that, where the outside of the new bit I've added meets the inside of the floor. It's fully welded all along. Now it's ready for the inside plate to go in and be welded in place. Okay, I'm trying to keep up track. I've fully welded all the plates in now at this point. They're not fully welded. If you full weld, you get a lot of heat and a lot of distortion, so it's spot welded all the way along. Stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. At this point it looks messy, but it's a damn sight better than doing full welds. Now all that needs now is grinding down. Now let me tell you again, once this is all done, any bad steel that's trapped inside of all your welding, as long as you keep it dry, it won't rust no more. I've had wings left in garages for years with a bit of surface rust on them. 15 years later they're exactly the same as they were when I got them out, because they've been dry. So 2 little plates I need to make now, back and front. There it is, I'm trying to show you. That's underneath where the little plate needs to go. But I didn't think I'd get a very good camera view in there, but I did. But there's the finished jobby now, waiting to be ground down. I don't know if I'll grind that down today, because what we're grinding the top down inside the van, it'll be one hell of a row. So this bit now I'll probably have to wait till tomorrow. But the welding's fully done anyway, that's all that matters. Then once I've finished, that's the big heavy plate. There's still some more welding now further underneath the van at that point there, but that'll all be done when I can get the car jacked up and I can get underneath and get to those points, and by the time it's all ground down, and it'll look great. Right, there's the inside again. All the plates I think now are welded in. Those little plates are put over the holes. They'll all be doubled up underneath, as I say. Every plate I put in will be doubled up underneath. There they are. I'm grinding down now, getting it ready for painting. Now at this point, let me tell you, any welding you do, I can guarantee you'll have pinholes in it getting through to the part that I keep saying needs to be kept dry forevermore. Mix up some car body filler, so as it takes ages to go off, not a lot of hardener, and rub it in with your finger, and then just brush it off with your little dusting brush, and then give it your coat of primer. It makes the job look better, and it makes it 100% watertight. And by the time that's done to the same underneath, primed up, undersealed, and then wax oiled, all that inside that encased and tuned in between those 2 plates of welding, top and bottom, will be 100% watertight. Well, yeah, I only did 3 hours today. It was so hot you would not believe it. Plus I got to keep the row down to a minimum. Petethewrist out for now. Hope you enjoyed it.